सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादं सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखा विपक्ष हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपदायिने गौरकथाधामदाय नगर ग्रामतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So till what shloka we did? We did the four kind of people, those who surrender to the Lord, those four kind of people, those who do not surrender to the Lord, last classes. What else we did? And then Krishna spoke about the impersonalist. So Krishna said those are less intelligent people, those who
can you make it slideshow?
I made it already slideshow.
No, Mataji, it is coming. It's not coming as a slideshow.
Then we also read that who's why do people
Mataji, now also it is something. It's not coming as a slideshow. We have done enable editing.
some problems? I'm putting slideshow, why it is just going out of the screen?
No, Mataji, you have to close the previous slides on. You have to, here there is one column in the left. That one you have to close.
This is what we have to do. This is 30. Okay.
But we are not able to. We are seeing so many things in the screen, Mataji. This is very small.
It is coming like this. Why it is so many things coming? Acha, the it is arrangement has been changed. How to change the arrangement? Is this now one slide coming?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. One by one they are coming.
Okay, correct. So we also saw the last class why the people go to demigod, who go to demigod, what happens when we go to demigod, who makes our faith stable to demigod, how do demigod gives us the thing. They themselves are given those things by the Lord to provide us. So then Krishna says, and also the results which we obtain from the demigod is temporary. Antavantu phalam tesham. It is limited, it is temporary. So these are the some some differences between going to the Supreme Lord and going to the demigod. So there Krishna said, like we saw that so demigods are like a shop in the sense that in the shop, if you have money, then only the shopkeeper will give you things. If you don't have money, they will not give you the things. How much ever money we have, accordingly, whatever we want, we will get it. If I have 100 rupees, I can only buy things worth of 100 rupees. I cannot buy more than 100. So that is how when we get some punya karma collected, and then demigods are also bound to give us certain things, whatever comes unto that punya karma. Whereas when Krishna, we go to the Supreme Lord, he unlimitedly can give, or he can purify the desire. If it is not good for us, he will not give. And if he gives something, then he will give with a good consciousness so that we know how to use it also nicely. Like Dhruva Maharaj, when we went to get the kingdom bigger than his father and grandfather. So Krishna said, okay, you want the kingdom, I'll give you the kingdom. But Dhruva Maharaj said, I don't want any more kingdom now. But he said, no, because I'll get stuck. I'll be becoming more and more involved in my seeing the kingdom, and then I'll forget you. Lord says, no, you will remember me also, you will be the king also. So he gave him the kingdom bigger than the demigods even. Dhruv planet is bigger than the planet of demigod. It is situated in a manner that all other planets are circumambulating the Dhruv planet. So Krishna will give the things which is good for us. If it is not good, he will not give. And when he gives, he will give with a purified consciousness also. Whereas other demigod will give whatever we ask for. Like Hiranyakashipu went to Brahmaji. Brahmaji had to give whatever he asked for. He could not say, all this thing I cannot give you, and it is not good for you also. But Brahmaji had to give him. So there are people, Sukritina, Dushkritina, we saw. Dushkritina means those who do not surrender to the Lord. Sukritino, those who surrender to the Lord. There is another category of people, those who surrender to demigod. Right? So now we saw three category of people. There are one who do not surrender to the God. There is one who do surrender to the God. There is one who surrender to the demigod. And now we'll see there are other people also. Like in the society also, you see different type of people are there. Some people are demigod worshippers, some people are Krishna's worshipper with desire. Some people are Krishna's worshipper without desire. Different people have different type of understanding. Then the next category comes as impersonalist. Some people think that Krishna has no form. He is light, he's just the light, or he has formless. Many religion also, like they have the belief that when you are giving a form to the Lord, then you are limiting him. He is unlimited means that he has no form. If he has a form means you are limited, because then he is restricted to this body only. No. So they do not have this understanding whether Krishna has a form or Krishna doesn't have a form. He is the same unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we saw that Krishna's pastime, because in our Sanatan Dharma, God has very mercifully showed us his pastimes in a different ways. As a child, as an adult, as a Rama, as a Varaha, as a Kurma, as a different incarnations are there. So in some of the incarnation, Krishna is like a child. So even though he was child, like seemingly he used to look like a child, but he did the superhuman thing. And he was 6 days old only, he killed the Putana demon. When he was in the Vrindavan, he was very, very young, and every day there used to be one demon and Krishna used to kill him. So not that by taking form, Krishna's potency is decreasing. This is a misunderstanding. They think that God is like omnipotent, omnipresent, so he is everywhere. How you can give him a form? So sometimes people say that you have given, according to your desire, he takes the form. Actually, God's form is also described in the scripture. Especially Krishna's form is described in whole of the Bhagavatam, not even one time, various times. When the Dhruva Maharaj is praying, the Prahlad is praying, the Narada is praying, the Brahma is praying, the Prachetas are praying, the demigods are praying. Every time his form is first described. He has a cloud color and his hair are blackish curly hair and his eyes are like a lotus and he has a peacock feather and when he has a Vajayanti mala, he has Kaustaf stone on his chest and so full form, he wears the yellow garment. The very detailed, the form of the Lord has been described. So who cannot see the form of the Lord? Those who are trying to see the Lord from the distance. Krishna says, Bhaktya mama bijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvata. So those who are devotee, they know me complete. Those who are non-devotee, like there is we had, if you remember, we had covered in the beginning, in the second chapter probably. We had covered that Lord has a three form, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabdyate. So his Brahman means he is the light. Some people perceive him as a light. Some people perceive him as a Paramatma. Some people perceive him as a form, Bhagwan. So what is the difference? So in a village, they had never seen a train. So once they made the station and there was a train coming. So everybody was very, very curious to know how does the train look like. So, but train was coming very late in the night. So some of the people were like, they felt very sleepy and they said, we are going to sleep. And they asked few people to be there. You all see the train and tell us in the morning how the train looks like. So when the train came from the distance, when the train was coming, so there were few people standing there, and when they saw, when the train coming from the distance, what we see? We just see the light of the train, and we know that the train is coming. And there was some sound coming. So he saw that, he said, oh, train means light and sound. That is the train. And he went home. So there was another people who were standing over there. When the train came, like they're coming close, and they little bit close came, then he saw, okay, train has a form. Train has like a boxes, like a compartment, and something like that. There is an engine, there is a compartment. He could see that also. So he said, okay, the train is like some form is there. There is in some boxes like compartment, some engine is there. Then he also went. Then the third person was standing there. And when the train stopped on the station, he saw and he went inside. So he realized, oh, train is not only the box, there is a place for sitting, there is a fan inside, there the AC compartment, there is a non-AC compartment, there is a washroom in the train. So he saw everything about the train. Now, all three were describing the train. All three were correct in their understanding. So when you see the Lord from the very distance, it just looks like a light. Krishna has told in the previous verse in this chapter only, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrita. I am not visible to everyone. I cover myself with my yogamaya so that people cannot see me. Why? Because I don't want to be seen to everyone. Only those who come close to me, they can see me. So those who do not come close to the Lord, what do they see? They see only Krishna as a light. Hiranyamayena patrena. The effulgence of the body of the Lord is so strong, the glaring effulgence. So when something is coming, what happens if I see the sun from here? If you go in the morning, 10 o'clock, can we open the eyes in front of the sun? It is so much glare coming that we cannot see the sun. We cannot even open the eyes for a longer time because so much glare is there. The sun is so far, but the glare of the sun is so strong. So similarly, the glare of the body of the Lord, it says thousands of suns together is the light coming from the Lord of the Supreme Lord. thousands of suns coming together. That much light is coming from the body of the Lord, and that is called his Brahma Jyoti. So if you see from the distance, you can only see the glare and you'll think, oh, Lord is only glare. But the Lord personality is behind that glare. So some of the people, devotees say, Lord, please remove, unveil your curtain so that I can see you. So for them, Krishna removes that curtain of light and they can see Krishna as person. So here Krishna says, for the demigod worshipper, Krishna says less intelligent. Impersonalist, Krishna says unintelligent. Abuddhaya. Because they do not know my superior nature. What is the superior nature of mine? That I have a form. Avyaktam vyaktamapannam manyate mam abodhaya param bhavam ajananto mam avyam anuttamam. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before, and I have now assumed this personality. That is the reason. I don't know how much you all know about it, but when you study deep these philosophies, then you will know different philosophies, how different people are giving different perspective about the religious values and systems. So what do they say? That when the Krishna comes as in person in the Lord Ramachandra and Krishna, they say this is also ordinary human being form. They don't consider him as a Supreme Lord. They consider that when the Lord comes also, he takes the form of a human being. So he acts like a human and he is like a human only. That is the reason sometimes they say, why do you worship a human? They do not know the superior nature of Lord. That even though he takes the form of the human, this is to please the devotees, this is to display something, but he is always in his original form. Is it making anything, like, are you able to understand? Or it is too much hi-fi? I don't know.
Ma'am, he was unborn also.
Yeah, he was unborn, yes. He appears and disappears. It will come up in the next shloka. It will come. Yeah, I am unborn, Avinashi. I am unborn. So the Lord has his form, but the less intelligent people, unintelligent people, they do not understand that the Lord has a form. This is the why they do not see the form of the Lord. This is the shloka I was referring. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita mudoyam na bijanati lokama majam avyayam. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. This is not scriptural. This is my material understanding a little bit, which I am sharing. So don't quote it anywhere. This is not spiritual. I'm like disclaimer. I am saying that it is. Don't think. Sometimes even the film star, they don't want to show to everyone. They'll cover themselves and go, so that people don't see him. So Krishna says ki, I don't want to show to all the people, to myself, because even though I show, they will not understand me. And I come to perform some Leela here. I come to perform some of the activities here. I don't want everybody should know me that I am God. So I cover myself. So Hiranyakashipu, or Kansa, or Shishupal, or the Duryodhan, they could never understand that the Lord is Supreme Personality of God. Whereas, the same time, Vishnu Pitama, Arjuna, Queen Kunti, these people understood that he is God. So why? Because Krishna revealed to them that I am Supreme. Krishna did not reveal. It is his choice whom I want to show, whom I don't want to show myself. So Krishna says, those who are envious of me, those who are not devotee of mine, I don't reveal myself to them. Krishna reserves the right of not revealing himself to all. Why not? Even we have that right to not reveal ourselves to everyone. Why he doesn't have that right? So how he covers? So this is what Hiranyamayana patrena satyasyapihitam mukham tatvam pushan apavrinu satya dharmaya drishyate. Oh Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yogamaya, the Brahma. Jyote is covering the internal covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove the glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Sachidanand Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. So devotee says, please remove that veil. Please, Hiranyamayana Patrena, the glowing effulgence is covering yourself. How do I serve you when I don't see you? So please remove that covering from this. So devotees prays to remove the covering to see the Lord, and Lord removes that. But for others, he has his covering. So they do not know. So they think that Krishna is only impersonal, Krishna has no form, Krishna has no body, Krishna is just the light. So this is what is their understanding. In Srimad Bhagavatam also it is said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and pastime in this world? You are always expending your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. So every time Krishna's internal potency is increasing, so nobody can understand you. Learned scientist and learned scholar can examine the atomic constitution of the material world or even the planets, but still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. Actually, this is a very important shloka. This is one of my like this thing. I like this shloka because sometimes we can never calculate the atoms constitution of matter. Everywhere the atom size also we do not know. Calculating the size of the atom itself is so difficult. How can we calculate how much atoms are there in the entire cosmic creation? He says, but that also can be possible. That is also. Learned scientist and learned scholar can examine the atomic constitution of the material world or even the planet, but still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency. But they cannot know you. Even though they can, so materially scientists may do a lot of research, a lot of like science advancement, but still for them understanding the Supreme Lord is very, very difficult. They cannot do it. Why? Because material world is, they are trying to understand by material nature and material things. Krishna is beyond the modes of matter. Krishna is spiritual. As we cannot see the soul, how can we see the Supreme Soul? We cannot even see the soul with the naked eye, because soul is such a spark. The whole body, which is made up of matter, which weighs the 80 kg, 100 kg, 200 kg, is run by such a spark. That is the beauty of the Lord. And my full body is useless if that spark goes out of this. The mystery of the star, that spark only we cannot understand. What is this mystery? It is so hard for the science to know that what is that mystery which is there in the body. Everything is working and just comes out and everything is dead. So scientifically, because they can see the body organ moving, we are taking breath, my heart is pumping, which is all they can see, not with at least through their some machine. So they'll say, okay, your heart stopped working and the person is supposedly called dead. So why the heart stopped working, nobody knows. When the heart will stop working, nobody knows. So it is so, because this is not made up of matter, this is Satchidanand. So, and when we try to understand with the material senses, We cannot understand. That is the reason we need to understand. To understand God, we have to develop our spiritual consciousness. That is the reason we encourage that when you are reading Bhagavad Gita, simultaneously you chant the holy name of the Lord. Because holy name, chanting the holy name of the Lord will empower us to understand Bhagavad Gita. Understand only. Otherwise, it will look just like a story. It will not make any difference in our life. It will be very difficult. So if we do that, so both the ways it works. By chanting, my consciousness is getting clean. Now when we read Bhagavad Gita, all these things, it is easily understand. With our material consciousness, we cannot understand Supreme Lord. Not that everybody just by reading Bhagavad Gita will understand Supreme Lord. Unless and until we really work on it by, as I said, we have to start doing some spiritual activity to clarify the consciousness, purify the consciousness. And with that purified consciousness, we can understand it more easily. So now text 26 to 30, from delusion to Maya to devotion to Krishna. Now Krishna says, Krishna knows past, present and future. Vedaham samti dani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Krishna says, Vedaham samatitani. Yeah. Oh Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, Vartaman and future also. Vartamani, Bhavishyani, Bhutani. Whatever happened, whatever is happening, whatever will happen, I know everything. So that is also one of the, we do not know anything. We just, maybe the past also, like if somebody will ask me what exactly we were doing yesterday at the same time, it will be hard for me to remember. So our memory to the past is also very little. We have got delete, everything gets deleted from my memory. But Krishna says, I know everything. Once when the Krishna, 4th chapter, Arjuna asked Krishna that when Krishna said, I give this knowledge to the sun god, Arjuna was surprised. How did you get this knowledge to sun god? Sun god is so old and you are my contemporary. How do you think? How do I understand this? Krishna says, many births you and I have taken, you forget everything and I remember everything. Krishna knows all our past, present and future. And not for one person. Can you imagine? For each and every living entity he knows. We blink our eyes and God is there. I don't know if we try to calculate through our material calculation, the sun itself is so far. Jabki sun is the closest planet we have. Then we have Brahmaloka, Japaloka, then beyond that, the 3 and actually where the Krishna lives. And in our one prayer, Krishna is right there. Hundreds and thousands and millions of people are trying at the same time and Krishna is answering everyone together. So magnanimous. So he says, I know everything. But no one knows me. I know everything. I know what has happened to each and every person's this. But for me, it is very, very difficult to know. We do not know. We cannot understand Krishna. And why? Because Krishna has a right to cover himself, not to reveal. Learn this thing that Krishna, we cannot see Krishna by our material eyes. We have to please Krishna by our services so that Krishna will reveal himself in our heart. Krishna is not matter which can be seen by the naked eyes. We need to get purified, and then only we can see Krishna. And for that, we need Guru, who comes and purifies us. For that, we need the scripture. By that, we need the following. And then when we get purified, then we can see Krishna. Everybody is eager to see Krishna. Living entity changes the material bodies, hence they forget the past. But the Supreme Lord is Satchitananda, eternal. He knows the past, present, and future. Now, delusion of the jiva. Ikshadvesha samuttena dvanda mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sargayanti param parantapa. O son of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by duality, arisen from desire and hate. So we are all in duality. Sukha, dukha, good, bad, right, wrong, everything, desire, hate, sorry. So all these are illusions. And it is what you call duality. We are perturbed by these things. We can sometime we can be happy, same thing, and sometime will become like right now the summer is going on. If the too much heat is there, we'll be disturbed. If too much cold is there, we'll be disturbed. No heat is there, we'll disturb. Like everything, we live in the duality. So in that duality, it is therefore very difficult to understand the Supreme Law. We should, and duality is under the modes of nature. All this duality is because of the illusory energy of the Lord. So when we are not covered by the illusory energy, only we can see the Supreme Lord. Desire, why is one covered by desire and hate? That is how we are. Yeah. Who can do determined bhakti? Yes. So now, if we are covered by desire and hate and all this duality, so when we can never become devotee, we can never overcome all these things. Krishna says, you can do it. Esham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dandamoha nirmukta bhajante mama dridhavrata. Person who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are all completely eradicated, are freed from the duality of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So when, we have a punya karma, pap karma, when we stop, till the time we are performing the papa karma, then we cannot also understand the God. Pap karma has to be stopped. That is the reason we have the 4 regulative principles. Not only doing punya is enough. If you are doing punya and papa together, nothing will work. We have to keep doing punya and stop doing papa. And punya means there are 3 types of punya. One punya is, one kind of sukriti punya is that which gives us the material benefit. One kind of punya is there which gives us the liberation, desire for liberation. And one kind of punya is there which gives us to serve the Lord. That kind of punya has to be there, which helps us to surrender and serve the Lord. So when we have done this, that kind of punya, which gives us the result of desire to serve the Lord, then that person doesn't need anything. He is ready even to go to the hell. So the one punya is there where we get the material benefit. We want to enjoy material life, and we do some punya karma, and we start getting the result of that punya karma as an enjoyment. Another type of punya karma is there where I want to just get rid of material activity. I just want to be liberated. Tyaga, I want to renounce everything. So bhoga and tyaga. And then the third is to serve the Lord. I want to serve the Lord. I want to be connected to the Supreme Lord. That is our nature. Bhoga and tyaga, both is not our nature. Our real nature is to do service. As the nature of the salt is to be salty, as the nature of sugar is to be sweet, the nature of the jiva is to serve. In the present condition also, you see, we get the maximum enjoyment when we are serving others. We like to serve. This is our nature. Prabhupada says that, but service is now, right now we are busy serving family, friends. Sometimes if a person has nobody to serve, they keep the cats and dogs at home to serve. And you see the Western country, people don't have much relationship, but their nature is to be loving and to be loved. They keep the dogs and cats and animals and pets in their house. Because this is our nature, to love, to serve. So if we do not have people around, then we have pets around. So this is the nature. But Prabhupada says, scripture says that the service is misdirected. The service has to be, because we have forgotten our relationship with the Krishna, we have diverted our service to the mankind only. So should we not serve the mankind? Yes, we should serve the mankind also. Sing Krishna in them. They are also part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And offer that service to ultimately the Supreme Lord. So that kind of punya, when we correct, then jananam punya karanmana. When we get that kind of, our pap gets completely eradicated, that kind of punya gets like fructified, then that person worship me with the dridha vrata. Dridha vrata means complete conviction. Initially, once we start serving Krishna, worshipping Krishna, faith is not strong. We are doing because we have been told to do this. But, sorry. So, but when we start doing this, then slowly we come to the stage nishtha. That this is the right path I am doing and this is what I need to do. Dridha vrata. Then nobody can shake. So many people will come in our life to tell that why you are doing this, why not this, why this, why this. But then person is completely in his like determination that no, I know why I'm doing it and what I'm doing it. So Krishna says that time you can worship me with the determination. And the pap, even the, so there is another extreme example of this. This is a general example. But even if we are great sinful people, if we get an association of a devotee, then also we can become dridha vrata. We don't have to become the one is the process of purification. Like eradicate your sinful reaction, cultivate the punya karma, and then come to the bhakti slowly. There is another elevator. If we come across with some devotee, they will immediately transform us into the pure devotional service. Like we have example of Narada. Narada even. He was in the association of the devotees and immediately his bhakti got fructified. There's a devotee, Narada was punya, like he was doing the service, but he was like an ordinary child. Whereas Valmiki and all, they were the sinful people. Just they came across the Narad Muni and they become completely eradicated. All their sins were eradicated and they became pure devotee. So when a devotee comes in our life also, he can transform us. He can remove everything and he can give us a push to complete, to become devotee. Like Prabhupada says, somebody asked Prabhupada, we have not done any punya karma, how can we become devotee on this shloka? Prabhupada said, I created your punya karma. You have not, because they were all very sinful. So I created your punya karma. So association of a pure devotee, it says that sadhu sangha sarva shastra ka lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hai. Even a moment association of a devotee can change our consciousness completely. Whatever we were thinking and hearing for a very long time, sometimes we hear the sadhu and immediately that things works. Complete transformation. So that is the glory of the sadhu. Those eligible for elevation to the transcendental positions are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, It is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their life in practicing the regulative principle of religion, who have acted piously and who have conquered sinful reaction, can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of God. And here Krishna has spoken about the slow process. We are all in the elevator because we have come across with the great devotee of the Lord Srila Prabhupada. And by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by his teaching, following his teaching, very quickly we will get elevated. We don't have to get into the punya karma and pap karma and all. We'll start following the four regulative principles. We'll start chanting the name of the Lord. By the mercy of the Srila Prabhupada, immediately we'll get elevated. Now, we had Sakam Bhakta. When we were reading, we read 4 kind of Sakam Bhakta. You remember what kind of 4 Bhaktas, Sakam Bhaktas were there? Artho Jigyasu Artharthi. Artha means the one who is in distress. Jigyasu is one who is inquisitive. Artharthi, one who wants to have the material gain, benefits, like some money or something like that. And Jigyasu, one who is inquisitive. Krishna said, these were 4 kind of Sakam Bhakta, those who come to me. And I like all of them because they have come to me. So there is 5th kind of Bhakta, who is a Moksha Kami, who desires the Moksha. So he says, Jarana Marana Mokshaya Mama Shrita Yatanti Ye Brahma Tadvidu Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakhilam. Intelligent persons, now you see the words. Krishna said less intelligent. Krishna says unintelligent to the people, Abudhya, those who are thinking that I was impersonal before and now have taken a form, like those who are impersonal. Here Krishna says intelligent person. So less intelligent, unintelligent, intelligent. So demigod worshippers are less intelligent. Those who think Krishna is impersonal, they are unintelligent. And those who want to attain the moksha, Krishna says them intelligent. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. Why do they take refuge in Krishna? Because they want to liberation from old age and death. They don't want to get into the cycle of birth and death. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. So these people have now understood. So you remember the 4th kind of bhakta was Jnani Bhakta. Tesham Jnani Nityayukta Ek Bhaktir Vishishyate Priya Hui Jnani No Atirtham Aham Sacha Mama Priya. Krishna says. On those 4, Jnani is very, very dear to all are dear to me, but Jnani is more dear to me. Why? Because I stay in his heart and he stays in my heart. He knows me completely, I know him completely. So that Jnani is the one who is aspiring for the moksha because he has understood everything about the Supreme Lord. He doesn't want to get into the material activity more now. He wants to get liberation. He wants to reach to his place. That is a moksha kami bhakta, 5th category. Just to crack the joke. So we all know that there are 3 types of. Gandhiji had 3 monkeys. One who was not saying, one who was not talking, one who is not hearing. You know? I just saw the joke. So there is a 4th in the Kali Yuga, like over a period of the Gandhiji was also in Kali Yuga. 4th kind of monkey has been discovered, who neither sees nor talk nor hear. What are those monkeys? Who are those monkeys?
Politicians.
No, not politician. Politician talk so much, hear so much. They are just always in their phone. Neither they are interested in talking, nor listening, nor seeing. They're just absorbed in their phone. What is happening around, they do not know anything. So those who are always in their apps, Instagram, Facebook. So there are fourth kind of monkey. So like this, there is a fifth kind of Sakam Bhakta, who is moksha. They've not Sakam, they're moksha kami. They desired for, want to get rid of this birth and death. And why they want to get rid of birth and death? Because now they've understood that material life is temporary. How much ever I do effort in the material life to make it comfortable, it is going to get an end. How much money I collect, how much Aishwarya I connect, it is all going to be, and again I have to start the new thing. Every time people think this, I have done so much and I leave everything and again I start from zero. What is sometime in the life, some people, they get this kind of intelligence. Why I'm doing this again and again? I don't want to die. I want to be eternal. Why I have to change my body every now and then? Everything what I collected has gone just in few seconds. When a person dies in the family, sometimes इतना बड़ा परिवार था, इतने लोग थे, सब छोड़ के चला गया. Every time this happens to us. To an intelligent person, sometimes it comes into his mind, I don't want to get into any more this. I want to stop this now. So that is a person, Krishna says, that is the reason he's called intelligent person. And now he wants to work for his eternal life. Liberation from old age, death, and for that, what he has to do? So like that, to be in the material world, we have to be material. We have to do a lot of material activity, getting up in the morning and sleeping till the night. The whole day, we have to work hard to be in the material world. So to get out the material world also, there is some work. Now, since we want to go to Krishna's planet, we have to work for Krishna. Birth, death, old age, and disease affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. Correct? There is no birth, death, old age, and disease for the spiritual body. So one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in his eternal devotional service is really liberated. So he gets the spiritual body. He leaves the material body and he gets the spiritual body. Then the last verse of this chapter is Sadhi bhutadi sadhi daivam sadhi bhutadi daivam sadhi yagyam cha ye vidhu prayana kale pichamam te vidur yukta chetasaha. Now Krishna says, those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestations of the demigod and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of God, even at the time of death. So here Krishna uses the word that Sadhi Bhutam, governing principle, then his material manifestation, Bhuta, Sadhi Daivam, he is the controller of all the demigods. Sadhi Yagyam, he is the controller of all the sacrifices we make. The one who knows that Krishna is the governing principle behind all this material universe. He is the controller of all the devta. He is the controller of all the sacrifices. He is the controller of all the penances. Bhokta Ram Yagya Tapsam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the one who is the controller of everything. He can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even the time of death. So at the time of death, he remembers that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What will happen at the time of death? Because the time of death is very important factor to get the next birth. When we are leaving the body, what consciousness we are in, that is very, very important to get the next body. So the next full chapter, we will study about the, what you call, about the death. Not about the death, actually, when we leave the body, what is the significance of the time? What is the significance of our consciousness while leaving the body? Is there any significance of the time? Like Bhishma Deva waited for sun to go the Uttarayan. So what is there when we leave the body at the time of like different time? We will see all this in the 8th chapter. So important is there that we should remember. What Krishna is trying to tell is that a person who is in this consciousness, that remembers me at the time of death. It is not easy to remember the Krishna at the time of death. Whatever we remember the whole life, only we will get to remember at that time of death. And why it is important to remember Krishna at the time of death, we will see in the next chapter. So, anybody has any question?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, could you please repeat 6 types of Sagama Bhakta?
5 types.
5 types, okay.
Sagama Bhakta are 4 only. Artho Jigyasu Artharthi.
Artharthi.
First kind of Bhakta is Mokshkami Bhakta. They are Sakama Bhakta, they want the material fulfillment. Then the Mokshkami. That another Bhakta, he has a desire to attain the Moksha. Why it is called as a Mokshakami Bhakta? Because a devotee doesn't even desire for moksha. He doesn't desire to become liberated. What does devotee desire? Devotee wants to be associated with the Lord, not be liberated with the material bondage.
Brahmajyoti.
Yeah.
Okay.
So devotee do not even want liberation. Mokshakami Bhakta, they want liberation. Okay, I want to be, they are having the knowledge that material life is difficult, so much problem is there. I want to get out of this material problems. I will be liberated. But the devotee even don't desire this. There is no desire. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitamba, jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani ishware bhavtat bhakti rahe tukitai. Yet life after life, I want to serve you eternally. Even if you want to send me hell also, I'm okay if their service is there. Yamaraja is a controller of all this, like people, or what you call Yamaloka. He is a great devotee of the Lord. He is one of the Mahajan. Sometimes we see the Yamaraj ka picture also like a very, very scary. Actually, he is one of the devotee of the Lord. So when he comes to as a Kala, he becomes a very scary. When he comes to a devotee, he is very, very beautiful. So he's taking that role to be in that place, to be in the Narka and Swarga, to take care of all this seva. Actually, the Yamaraj only came as a Vidur. Because Yamaraja was not able to do some service over there. He said, oh, I also want to do some personal service. I'm fed up of seeing this good people and bad people and sinful people and pious people. I want to go and serve Lord. So he had come and become the Vidur.
Rather, he was punished, I think. I'm forgetting now.
Yeah, he was punished also. Yeah, externally the reason was that he was punished, but then he wanted to do the seva also. So he had come here. And then that time the position was taken care by the Arema, who is the controller of the Pitralok. He was officiating the Yamalok also, Arema. So a devotee even does not want moksha. Janama janama rati ramapad yah vardhana. Every time I should be attached to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, because that is the most happy situation for the jiva. Most blissful situation for the jiva is to be connected to the Supreme Lord. And this we can realize in this life also, actually. When we are doing chanting, when we are in kirtan, when we are sometime in, we really feel so much blissful. Because when we are associating with the Lord or Lord's name and some Lord's service, we feel very happy and blissful. So that is the actually desire of the jiva, to be always blissful and happy. And it can happen only when there is, so material world may we get it for a sometime, for some second, for maybe 1 hour, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then it is again gone. But when we get to that position, then we are always there with him and always can be happy and blissful eternally. So I'll tell you one story. Do you have time for 5 minutes to hear the story? This story I heard yesterday, day before, and I liked it so much. So I wanted to share with you all. So there was a king, and then he was going for hunting. Generally, the kings go for hunting. So he wanted to go for hunting. So he had a small child. The child said, I also want to come with you, my dad. The king said, no, I'm going for hunting, and I'm going in jungle and all, and I cannot take care of you over there. And you are so young. He was very like 4 or 5 year old child, very, very young. So he said, no, I cannot take care of you. And I'll be busy doing my hunting and all. So don't come. He said, no, Papa, I want to also come. I want to also come. Then king was very hesitant to take him along, but the king was not going alone. There were some ministers and some of his servants were going with him. They said, okay, my king, anyway, he's making so much noise, we will take him. And anyway, you will be busy, we will take care of him. Don't worry. We will be also there. We will take care of your child. So unwillingly, he said, okay, come. And then they all went. And then when the king went, and as a part of his hunting, he went inside the deep jungle to kill some whatever animals and all. And suddenly there was when he was like in that jungle, there was like very, very what you call Adi Tufan came over there. Too much this thing. And then everybody was like, you can't see anything. Sometimes the dust is so much, dust storm is there, and so much storm is there, you can't even see. So in that jungle, there was there were some dakus, they were living there, some dacoits. So everybody was like, and the dacoits are more aware of those places because their life is just gone in those jungles only. So he suddenly saw that everybody got here and there because of that like high wind and dust storm and all. So he just found this small boy, and he had no child. So he said, oh, it's good for me. I will take this king's child because I have no child. I will keep him as my son, and he will be there for me. So he stole the child. And the child was now, he took, and when the king came and everything became quiet after some time, and he didn't find his son, and king became very upset. And he went all the sides to see where is my son, where is my son. But somehow the cat was very, very he was very clever, and he had taken from here and there, and he could not find the son. And after coming home, he was so upset, and all the time he was just thinking about my child. Where is he? Whether he's there? And like that, the month passed, year passed, many years passed, but he was always thinking about his son. I don't know how big will be he, how will he must be looking, where he is, whether he's dead or alive, what happened, because he had no clue where he was. So sometime even we have thinking, na, I don't know kitna bada ho gaya hoga mera bachcha, kidhar hoga. So he was always been thinking. So, and here that dacoit was like he had this child, and he was training him to be a dacoit, and he was like, child also was very small. He thought he's my father, and he was living happily there. So one day a sage came to the king's palace. So king took very nice care of that sage. And then after the sage was he was going, so he said, I want to give you something. What do you want from me? He said, no, I don't want anything from you, but I have this desire that I don't know. This is what had happened many, many years ago, and I don't know where my son will be, whether he's dead or alive. So you people have a divine vision. Maybe you can let me know where he is. I just want him well-being where he is. So saint did not reply anything. And he said, okay, I will tell you. And then he could see, this saint was also living in the jungle. So he could see that there was a dacoit family living over there where he was living. And there was a boy. He was very different from the family. So he had a doubt. He doesn't look like his family boy. Who is he? But he never bothered. So when he remembered that, that boy looks like very different. Maybe he's the king's son, and maybe he's in that Dacoit's camp. So first, let me go and find out. So he came, and then he was living there. So he went to the Dacoit. Dacoit said, "I know you are a saintly person. Why to lie you? Of course, he's not my son, and this had happened, and he's a king's son." So now this one got complete this thing. Now the king's son is here. So he went to the king and he said, "I know where is your son, and I will bring him when the time comes." So king became very happy, at least knowing that my son is alive, somewhere it is there. So, and sometime he'll come to me. He had a faith in that sage. So he became very happy. And then the sage came to his quarter. And then he went to again next day he went to the Dacoit's camp, and he called that boy. Like, he met that boy and he said, you don't belong here. You are the son of a king, and your father is a king of this place, and he's so rich. Where you are living here? And this boy was young means he was like maybe 20, 21, 22-year old. And he said, "What you're talking? I don't believe all this. I have never gone out of this jungle ever in my life. How the king can be my father? What nonsense. I don't believe it." They said, "No, but he told him the whole story." He said, no, whatever is there, I don't believe. The sage came back. After a few days, sage again came back to that boy. I said, see, you don't look like them. Your nature is different. See, all of them, they look so black and ugly, and you are so effulgent, and so your face. He showed him the mirror. He said, "You see, you have seen your face, how you look different than these people. You don't belong to these people. These people are different, and you are different, and you have a father who is a king, and if you want to go to your father, I will take you." He said, no, all this is fine, but I don't know that father. I know these people are only my family. He's my uncle, he's my father, he's my this, and I'm okay with them. I don't want to go with you. Again, he came back, this saint. Then the third time he went. And so this time when the saint came, this boy started thinking. Till the time he was not thinking. He was thinking, this is my family, this is all what he's talking is rubbish. But now he started thinking, is it really true that I don't belong here? Is it really true that they are not my family? My father is a king. Is it really true that I have another house? Is it really true that I don't belong? And then he started comparing himself to that family of the Dacoit. So he started thinking, yeah, I think they are very bad people. I think they don't look like that. I think I am different. He started thinking, it all started coming to his mind. Because now the seed was there that you don't belong here. He started thinking. Then again, after some time, and he thought, okay, this time when the sage will come, I'll ask more about it. Then the sage came after some time again and said, what is there? He said, I think that you are right. I don't belong to this place. And I'm okay. I want to come. He thought, at least let me come out of this place and go. I don't know whether he is my father or my father is a king. No, at least I cannot live with these people anymore. Because now he started thinking that these people are not like me. I am different. I cannot stay with them. He said, I don't want to stay with them anymore. And I'm ready to come with you. It's okay. Now the sage said, no. I cannot take you now. You be here for some more time. I cannot take you. And I will come again. So now this time when the sage went, he became very impatient. Everything what they were doing, he was not liking. Everything, the food he was liking, the people they were liking, he was not liking anything. And it has come to the mind, this is so disgusting. Why I'm in this place? Why I'm here? Why I'm living with these people? They don't belong to me. I am not like them. I am not like them. He became so impatient. This boy became so impatient now that he was thinking that I don't know and because he had never been out of that place, he did not know how to go, where to go. He said, if the sage does not come in few days, I'll kill myself. I cannot live here anymore. Now he's become so impatient. So after a few days, the saint came again. He said, what is there? How are you? How is everything? He said, I am telling you to take me right away from here. If you do not take me right away, I'll kill myself. And he brought a knife and he said, I'm going to kill myself. You have to take me right away from here. So then sage said, okay, you come with me. And then the sage took him to the king's palace, and he had a locket in the this thing. And then the king recognized that he is my son, and he was very happy, and the boy was very happy, and it was a happy life. Now, this is what is our situation. The first time when somebody comes and says, there is a God, there is a spiritual world, all this nonsense. There's no God, there's no spiritual world. This is the only, material word is the only word. This is the only thing you are seeing. Nobody has seen that. Nobody knows it. It's all story. It is all just the hypothetical thing. Then you start hearing more Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, associating with the devotees. And then you start reading, oh, whatever is written here is correct. Yes, this is temporary. Yes, everything is temporary here. Everything is there. We have to die one day. We have to be not having, there's no permanent happiness here. Every time it's flickering. This is my nature. And I am not this. I am not this body. I am a spirit soul. My nature is different. My body is different. Then he starts understanding. Then the sadhu comes and gives this knowledge. Then we start thinking, oh, yes. And then slowly, with this knowledge, the desire becomes so intense. I cannot live it anywhere now anymore here. I want to reach there. This is temporary. I don't want anything. I want to reach to that place where I belong. So why the sadhu, when the sadhu took this thing, then the king asked, when you knew that my son is there, why you did not bring that son to first time? Why you took so long? It took almost 6 months, 8 months. Why you took so long? And then this boy said, when you knew my father, why the first time only you did not bring me when you, like, you should have sent my father, you should have taken. This sage said, you were not ready for it. You had to purify yourself. If I would have brought you in the first time, you would have gone back. Because you were attached to those things. You were attached to your decade family. You were attached to that lifestyle initially. With the knowledge only, you started detachment. Now you have come, you will not go back to them. But that time you were attached. So why we are not going right now to this thing? I have developed the desire, I should go right now only. No, we need the purification. Because right now we have attachment to the material world. We are reading theoretically, but practically we have all the attachment. We have family, we have children, we have this material world, so many attachment we have. With the process of knowledge, with the process of this, slowly we will come to that. The material world, everything is temporary. Whatever relationship is there temporary. I have my spiritual world. I have my destination to reach. I have a place where I can live permanently. Then with the purified conscious, that's the reason it is said, before going to the spiritual world, all our desire has to be purified. Even one desire, if is there, it will, like, we cannot go back there, because that one desire will bring us back here. So we need to purify the desire. We need to purify all the desire. We should develop the desire to serve, which is our real nature, which we were not knowing. Now the guru is coming, sadhu is coming, shastra is coming. They're teaching your real nature is to serve. You develop the quality to serve the Supreme Lord. Because if you serve the material world, you get happiness also, but it will be temporary. But if you serve the spiritual world, Supreme Lord, then you will get the happiness eternally. So Guru comes to purify us, to give us this knowledge to us. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is doing. Brought this spiritual word to us to tell us that this is the place you have to go. This is the place you belong. You don't belong here. Okay? Hare Krishna. Sorry, we are late.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mataji. Thank you.
Example. Good example.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Bol.
Okay, see you all again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.